Hello and welcome to the new series of inCycle, a unique insight into the sport of professional cycling. Over the next season, we'll be bringing you the highs and lows, the thrills and spills for the world's best riders and teams. On this edition, we talk to Keegan Girdlestone about the crash that nearly cost him both his career and life.
Going really hard to get back on. I looked up and all of a sudden I just saw the car and then blacked out.
In the first of our new mini-documentary series, we follow Bahrain Merida pro cycling team and find out how a new team's formed.
The team obviously was built around Vincenzo Nibali from the beginning. You know, he was the pivot of the team. He was the first rider that signed.
But first, Kasia Niewiadoma on Strade Bianche.
Strade Bianche is an iconic race for everyone. Last year I got second place, so in my opinion second and fourth place are the worst. It was of course a little bit disappointed because you go for a race and you are in a small breakaway, so always in your mind is just to win a race. I lost with Lizzie, so she's a world champ. It's not just a random girl who is riding a bike, so it also gave me a lot of confidence that I'm able to start like a small war with her. This year brought me like a lot of changes. 3 years ago, I was just a small Kasia who just entered the big team, and for me, riding next to Marianne, Pauline, or Anna van der Breggen was something like incredible. Now I'm sitting here, and it's just 3 years later where I'm a team leader in our new team. So it's quite, I would say, overwhelmed me. But yeah, I think I can somehow find myself in that position. I really enjoy riding with Marianne, because then I feel we can make a kind of game of a race. It's never that we start a race and, for example, we are saying, okay, this race we go for Marianne, or this race we go for Kasia or other girl. We always try to have like an open tactic, which I really like because it makes the race more interesting.
Well, there's a short rollout this morning for the riders at the start. Nice dry conditions, but they knew what to expect a little bit later on in the day. The forecast all week has been for rain at the weekend, and as I said earlier, it has started to rain midway through this race.
Through the whole season, we only have this race, and also in Sweden, small gravel sections. It's super important to be in the front, and like, can you imagine, it's like 160 girls, and everyone knows that you have to be in the front. So for me, always the biggest fight is before that section. You know, sometimes it's just, you feel like this burning feeling in your legs, and you hear everyone around you gasping, like, because it's super hard and everyone is in so much pain. Then you see like a small opportunity or small gap in front of you. What I noticed so far, it's always like, you can always make the best breakaway when it's the hardest moment. So always I'm just trying to, okay, when it's painful, just go.
Niewiadoma there, the Polish champion, in second place. She, of course, finished runner-up this time last year to Lizzie Armitstead, as she was known at the time, now Lizzie Deignan. We did hear that she crashed slightly earlier on in this race.
I think that feeling, like, of course, during a race, I hate cycling. In moment when I suffer, I just thinking, why am I doing it, and why I just don't give up and stop riding, stop pedaling. But it's just a thought in your head, and when you overcome there and go further and deeper in the pain, then the feelings afterwards are just incredible. You are like super happy about yourself, super like proud that you overcome it. And I think that feeling makes me like wanna suffer more and more. Like when you can move your like pain borders, I would say. So yeah, I think it's just every cyclist mentality.
This girl, Kasia Niewiadoma, can she go one better than she did this time last year?
You know, I'm kind of rider who always have a struggle to stay relaxed in the peloton. I hate like just riding easily on the peloton when I have to race, because I'm like, okay, let's attack, and keep on doing it, like fight all the time. And sometimes, especially at the finals, you have to be like more relaxed, like saying to yourself, okay, don't go on turns and don't go crazy, just don't spend too much energy, save something for a really final.
What a ride by Sharagillo. And there's no reaction from the group behind. And it is one of the riders from the Sunweb squad. They caught this group on the hop. Fascinating racing, 2Ks to go.
Oh, they've gone straight past her. Oh, Kasia Niewiadoma and Elisa Longo Borghini, the first two across the top of this final climb. They've just got a matter of 300 metres still to go. And for the second year in a row, Kasia Niewiadoma is going to be second.
For sure, I want to come back here and to win it in the next years. Maybe some will come out and then it will be more luck for me. I'm gonna to be focused like on Binda, Flanders and Ardennes Classics. For sure, confidence is higher because I know that still I can compete with the best cyclists. And I know that hard work that I've done during the winter and all preparation are successful, and I'm growing and developing, so that gave me a self-confidence for sure.
Every rider has a date that will forever live in their memory, a day that defines their career. For Keegan Girdlestone, that date is June the 5th, 2016. And it's one that is now immortalised on his body, with a tattoo on his arm and a scar on his neck.
I don't remember seeing anything, but I remember feeling like liquid running down my neck, and I remember hearing the spectators saying piano, piano, piano. I do remember waking up for the first time though. I had no idea what was going on. I just remember seeing doctors and my mom and dad and my agent Robbie Hunter standing at my bed.
From that hospital bed on Italy's Adriatic coast, the 19-year-old Girdlestone started to piece together how his race in the Coppa della Pace had come to an end.
There was just something wrong with my front wheel. So I stopped and I just sorted it out and got back on the bike. And I'd lost probably a good minute or so. So I was chasing back really hard. And from there on, it's kind of blurry. I think I was looking down. I was just going really hard to get back on. I looked up and all of a sudden I just saw the car and then blacked out. Firstly, I obviously severed my carotid carotid artery and my jugular vein. I then severed my brachial plexus, which is the bunch of nerves that control like my arm and the muscles in there. So my biceps was completely paralyzed, but now there is some movement. I paralyzed the right vocal cord, so I've only got one that's working. That also seems to be coming back a bit slowly. There was no blood going to the brain for about 2 hours, so I suffered several strokes. So the left side of my body doesn't work like it should or used to.
Despite such a horrifying list of injuries caused by Girdlestone's trip through a team car's rear window, the South African had cheated death. But from that first point, the mountainous challenge that was facing him soon began to hit home. Before the crash, he'd been a prodigious talent within Dimension Data's Continental Development Squad. Now he was facing the fight of his life just to return to normality.
To me at the time, or at all, I never went through the thought process, I might never be able to talk again or think, because I could do that. But at one stage I was like, geez, walking's going to be quite a challenge. Because at the time I couldn't even sit up, so I was a bit, that started to play on my mind a bit. I moved to a rehab centre in Ferrara, so there they started doing quite a lot of physio work. I remember doing so many hours of just physio every day, and I was wrecked. I was struggling to sleep at night, and then I'd have to wake up and just deal with chronic fatigue all the time. But I had to do the work as well, otherwise I wouldn't get out. And to me it was about doing the hard work so I could actually get home.
By August, Girdlestone could make that emotional return to his home of Christchurch in New Zealand, welcomed by a traditional haka performed by students of his old high school. At last, the steps back to the bike could begin, and through social media, he invited his supporters along to take those steps with him.
I am the Terminator.
I got back on the bike initially on an indoor trainer, and that was good to be pedaling again. But the first day I got back on the bike, I was just wearing normal clothes. I had my trainers on, and I had Dad right next to me, like I was learning how to ride a bike all over again. And I remember feeling like I can do it still, but I was real shaky at the time.
A return to his previous strength for now feels a long way off, but he has determination to defy the odds and fulfill a typical dream for any cyclist.
I've improved a heck of a load since I got back. I could only ride at about 60 watts at the beginning, or actually about 40, at about 140 heart rate, and now I'm up till about 180 watts, and that's in like 2-3 months. So the one motivation is to achieve your dreams. The other one is to just live your normal life, about like sitting and lying in bed all for the rest of your life, or being able to actually get up and walk around and live again. Kind of set my goals and my dreams at doing the Tour de France. I was hoping I could maybe one day win it, so a lot of people tell you can't do it, it's impossible, but I believe it's still a possibility to do the Tour de France, and I guess it's just about being persistent, being patient and working hard at getting back to the level I believe I can get back to.
Cycling is obviously a great way to promote any product. It's a sport that starts from January, races in all the continents of the world and finishes in October. Bahrain obviously got Formula One there that they're already doing. They looked at other sports and they felt that cycling is a great vehicle to promote this, and that's how it started.
So, the reason for this training camp is pretty simple. First of all, to get to know each other. We want to know each and every one of you. We want to do the technical part of the team, the sporting part of the team. So, together with the technical staff, the sports directors, the trainers, we're going to have one-on-one interviews with you to go through your training program as well as your racing program.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Facciamo provare N per cominciare. We have a sort of a unique relationship when we work with a team like Bahrain Merida, because we come to it from a technical point of view, but we also have a lot of experience in kit design. It can be a very short process, but if we really wanted to get the product absolutely perfect so that the first day that the riders try it on, the first day they go out and race, it looks like a very clean professional kit. It tends to be rather drawn out. Invariably, when we go from paper, we go to the screen, onto the body, there'll always be some fine-tuning just to get exactly what the original spirit of the kit should be.
The team obviously was built around Vincenzo Nibali from the beginning. You know, he was the pivot of the team. He was the first rider that signed. That gave security to the team, and that's what we needed as well, for people to believe in the team. We've sat down with the technical staff in this training camp, and we've put down the race calendar. We've put down the race program for the riders. We're discussing with the riders. We don't want to just tell the riders what we expect of them.
We have to decide between Norway or California.
We want them to tell us what they want in as well. So we're trying to find goals that work both ways.
chiaro che per la nuova stagione gli obiettivi sono tantissimi e sono molto importanti. Penso che il più importante è chiaro, ed è normale che lo sia per me perché sono un corridore da grandi corsa tappe, è il Giro d'Italia, un appuntamento clou della stagione che è anche il Giro del Centenario. È chiaro che l'obiettivo è quello di avere una squadra molto forte e di avere un grandissimo supporto.
You're going to be doing today exercise test stress on bicycle, spirometry, electrocardiogram, and ultrasound of heart.
So it's a very nice test. Maximum consumption of O2 is 70.7. Yeah, that's very high. It's high. It must be above 37.8 for normal people, but you're not normal people.
Bit of a knee injury, but there's nothing that can really be done to speed up the recovery. I just need to rest. I need time, which time I don't really have. So it's kind of a situation where you just have to try and relax and sit back and think positive, but at the same time you want to get back on the bike as quickly as possible. Yeah, it's actually going to be a big challenge to even get to the classics for next year. I will eventually get there, but the question is if I'll get there in form.
Some of the Asian riders jet lagged. They've been traveling all night, so they're feeling pretty tired. The other guys got in late last night at 12 o'clock. We went out for a cycle this morning and got some photos done at the Formula One circuit and at the stables, so that's been exciting and nice. It was important for us to bring the riders to see a bit of Bahrain and to get to know a little bit about the history, about the country. It's important to us to know about the culture, the mentality of the people. It's a new project. The guys have never been here before, so it's nice for us to see it, and not only for the riders but for the staff as well. It's been very interesting, and you get to hear a lot of things, the color of the flags, the history of the country. It's been really nice.
We didn't want the team to be known as a national team, but an international team. This is important. Obviously, with the roots being in Bahrain, we're looking for Bahraini cyclists. We want to show the people in Bahrain what cycling is. It's a healthy environment. It's good to do cycling. So a lot of it's with social responsibility.
When I started to ask people from Bahrain about how do you think about this ride, it's only 50 kilometers, but what do you really feel about this ride? You know, people now, without this ride, wouldn't have been sitting on the TV and watching you race. But now, you know, they know, I sat with this rider, I sat with this rider, I was next to him here, I was talking to him here. So they immediately are attached. They feel that this is our team. What is most important is the family, you know, the family. Whenever you have this feeling that this is the team we like, this is the people on my left and right I have that I'm comfortable with, then immediately we win big time. Coming to this team.
We all know in our region, sports, healthy lifestyle is not part of our culture. And we are fighting to get this message around.
For me, when I put the number in my jersey, I want to win. That's all.
Thank you to all the
riders for coming here. And with this last group, we conclude the presentation.
Welcome to the Abu Dhabi Tour 2017, the third edition of this ambitious stage race, played out against the dramatic backdrop of sun, sand and open skies, featuring a lineup that would grace any Grand Tour.
Oggi è la prima gara WorldTour, quindi cercheremo di fare molto bene, la tappa è molto lunga, proveremo a correre con il nostro velocista Bonifacio, quindi sicuramente ci saranno tantissimi uomini veloci e non sarà facile, però cercheremo subito di provare anche la nostra condizione.
He looks round and he sees that he's got to change wheel. He's got Bonifacio who he's got to go with.
Nicola Bonifacio from Bahrain Merida, again, locally sponsored team, very important for them that they're on the podium.
I'm really happy for this jersey. It's really important. The team is very happy, and today is a new chance, a new opportunity.
Today is the key stage for everybody, not just for our team, so we expect a lot. We also expect an answer about what we did till now. Vincenzo is ready, we know he's ready, the team is ready.
Nibali's having a good ride.
There was at least 20 riders, or at least 15 riders who could win the race today, and those 15 riders was on the same level, so it's difficult to say what is the difference between first, second and 10th riders at this moment. This is not an excuse that we are in February right now and our big bank will come at Giro d'Italia, so we still have time to work, and let's say that we are happy with the result.
That's all for this week. Join us next time on inCycle, but until then, keep up to date with us on social media.